There's been a theme going on recently, especially with this new bull market, which I think is, much more sustainable than the theme of the last bull market, and that's the theme of real-world assets. Before the last bull market was purely fueled by DeFi speculation and things of the sort, but now Folks Finance is adding Meld Gold, is adding silver. I'm having a conversation with Michael Carpentier from Vesta Equity about real-world assets in the future. It just kind of seems like it's a theme that has come to the fruition of the crypto market that really should have came maybe a couple years ago, but we're excited that it's here now. I want to get your thoughts on it. Are there any other real world assets coming to Folks Finance aside from gold and silver? I'll leave it there and then I'll ask more questions on that.
First of all, I always thought that real world assets, together with other needed part of improvements over DeFi,
Absolutely.
it's what we need for the mass adoption. So I always think today we will always use DeFi for crypto, right? It's mostly crypto trading, or I can use folks to my ALGO as collateral to borrow USDC. Is not going out of our bubble, right? So instead than waiting for crypto to be of mass adoption, we need to bring real world assets in the blockchain, in DeFi, in order to be able to then onboard users that are not interested just in crypto. So I strongly believe that in the next bull run, real world assets will be a big narrative, because there are protocols that have been building during the last years, and now they are ready to show their potential. And those are when they are pluggable, let's say, as we did with Meld Gold and Fox Finance in DeFi, then it's really powerful, because you are able to converge towards like traditional finance and decentralized finance that getting together, it's very, very beautiful. It's like you are giving utilities to something that before didn't had different purposes, like it's crypto. Now we are using metals, of course tokenized, but still metals are not an easy thing. It's not that it's difficult, but buying it on the traditional market is more fictional, right? Being able to use it on DeFi, it's beautiful. Like it's pure.
It's quick. It's seamless.
Freedom.
It's relatively permissionless. Of course, there's some real world asset platforms that you will have to KYC with, but that's of course going to be the case in the future. But not only is it going to be, in my opinion, the theme of the next bull run, I think it could bring forth levels of liquidity that the crypto market hasn't seen yet, because it's been purely based on crypto speculation at this point. Where with the real world asset markets, I mean, if we start tokenizing a bunch of homes like Lofty is or Vesta Equity is at a scale that maybe tenfold at what they're doing now, or more gold silver comes on, or maybe Folks Finance in the future is working with some security market tokens to securitize bonds and bring those onto the platform or something of the like, I think the sky is the limit. I think people are really underestimating the role real world assets will play in bringing liquidity into this space.
I totally agree, JT. And also, we need to be thinking that you can tokenize a lot of things. You can tokenize debt, you can tokenize treasuries, anything basically. Of course, anything, but not everything makes sense.
Yes.
But we will see a lot of use cases of tokenized asset going. I don't know whether they will go directly into DeFi. I also believe that at some point, DeFi, when regulation are going to be proper, outlined, we will be adapting, and we will be able to work more with assets that we consider securities or regulated assets. But of course, for this, you need compliance. You cannot do it everything permissionless. But I believe that the world will be always in a conversion that will bring to have fintech based on smart contracts. That is my view, and that's where we want to bring folks, of course. But meanwhile, of course, we are on a permissionless protocol. So as soon as there are permissionless assets like gold and silver from Meld, we were very happy to integrate it as much as we see in the market trading. And indeed, you asked also like what we want to do in the future. Of course, we pointed out the NFT lending. It was a while ago now, almost 6 months ago, for the XGov grants. But I mean, like, if we start to make more revenue, we don't need the grant, we can build ourselves, right? So We have a lot in the pipeline. We still have pivoted the building. We haven't started yet, honestly. We're still doing research and improving the paper. But it is in our target to build the NFT as a collateral that will involve also, as you know, their WA. So we are very much looking forward to this, and we believe that Algorand has demonstrated to be a very good base for those type of assets. So we want to bet on that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm curious, do you think you're going to go, try again for a governance grant for that NFT platform? You know that I was a supporter of that concept. I think as we were talking about at the start of this conversation, real world assets are going to be the next big thing in crypto. And when people hear NFT, I don't think their brains immediately think of real world assets. They just think of other NFT lending platforms. And because it was the depths of a bear market, I could see the rationale for people not wanting to vote for it. But as we approach, the bull market and prices are going up, there might be more wiggle room in people's opinions to not only see the need for these real world asset tools being created, but also have a desire to vote for them because the algo is going farther now than it did then. Is there anything in your mind to try that again?
Honestly, Folks keeps growing, and the revenue is good. We could potentially do it on our own.
Makes sense.
It's if we see that is something that we want, why not? We have a lot of things in the mind, like pivoting the product development. It's probably one of the most difficult parts that you have in such type of startup, but it is there. We haven't left it. That's important to know. Maybe we can ask a smaller part this time because actually, at least if ALGO goes up in price, there will be no need of asking. Last time we asked almost 50% of the total batch, and then we had 60% of XGovs not voting. So it was impossible to pass by numbers, but that wasn't honestly also our fault. Nevertheless, I believe that we got the largest amount of votes anyway, though, so that was fantastic and demonstrated that actually users wanted it. So yeah, I think there might be that maybe we will ask for a percentage of it. Like if ALGO goes good in price, Folks goes good. So
right.
We may want to leave this part towards the grants towards smaller projects that may need more than us, of course.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I mean, Folks Finance, just obviously congratulations. I should have mentioned this at the top, but just hit a record high TVL. I believe it's at 152 million the last time I looked at it.
Yes.
Before this conversation. And as you mentioned, that's Algorand with 22 cents. So, if we get anywhere close to even maybe a third of the way to all-time high, I mean, that's going to be quite the TVL for Folks Finance.
The next target is 1 billion.
The next target should be 1 billion. I'm excited to see it. I think you'll get there. Absolutely. I think you'll get there. I think Folks Finance will, eventually solidify one of its spot as a top 10 DeFi platform in all of crypto. It's top 1 in Algorand. I think it'll be top 10, maybe even top 5. But I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but because I know that's music to your ears. But
yeah. Let's see. We always work for that. Then if it happens, good. If it doesn't happen, we will work more.
Absolutely. I mean, if it's anything, you guys have been working probably the hardest out of any of the DeFi platforms that I keep track of. But I want to move the conversation a little bit from real world assets, although it is still sort of a real world asset, to currencies. Folks Finance just added Euro. It just partnered with Stasis to add the Euro token. Are there any other currencies that are going to come on board? Because I've always thought that Algorand would be a great place to not only capture commodity tokens, but also capture like the Forex market. It's a great cheap place for trades. I think it would be fantastic to be able to trade in and out of the dollar, in and out of euros, in and out of yen, any other currency that you think you'd want to hold at that moment of time. I think it would be fantastic to be able to do those trades on Algorand. So is there any news there by any chance?
News to announce, not really. And like we all know about the Quantos deployment, it is more, let's say, a little more permissioned. But we already spoke with the team. We are looking to find a way to integrate in the entire ecosystem, not just for us. Because, for example, even when we worked with Stasis, let's say we were the entry point, and then we spread the connection with the rest of the ecosystem in order to be used right. And I can tell that the team is doing a good work there, and we are happy for that. Regarding other currencies, I would love that. Personally, I can tell you that the foundation works on it, and we also collaborate with them, not just about euro, but also other currencies. And I agree with you, JT. Like Algorand, it's perfectly positioned for be the chain of currencies, stablecoin. For certain reason, I'm even angry that it didn't peak like this so much between centralized exchanges to have USDC on Algo, because I mean, let's be honest, it's much better than many other places that are supported right now. But nevertheless, like never lose the hope, always keep working. So nothing to announce, but yes, there is this target in the timeline, not just from us, but also from the Algorand Foundation.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, it's one of those things that it seems like a perfect product fit. So it's curious why there hasn't been a greater effort in previous times for that to be the case. You just watched a clip from my conversation with Benedetto Biondi, the CEO of Folks Finance. If you enjoyed this clip, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. And then check out the video description down below for a link to the entire episode. You definitely don't want to miss it. We talk about a whole lot of crypto news, including what Folks Finance has in store, way more than just this clip covers. So be sure to check out the video description for a link to that, as well as a link to my Substack, where you can get weekly crypto news and weekly Algorand news for free, as well as a weekly lesson plan on how you can traverse the crypto markets with a technical analysis overview. Lesson 1 is up already, where we teach you everything you need to know on how to read the candlestick charts. This is for a fee, so definitely check that out. The news is for free, so check out the Substack. You'll enjoy all the content there. Find us on Rumble as well. Links in the description. And my friends, hopefully we will catch you in the next episode. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen,